Have you ever felt like you've seen every good gay movie out there, only to stumble upon a hidden gem that completely wrecks you in the best way? In 2025, a wave of bold, emotional, and unapologetically queer cinema is rewriting the narrative, and chances are, you're missing some of the most powerful stories hitting the screen. These aren't your typical mainstream releases. They're raw, intimate, internationally diverse, and beautifully honest films that explore the depths of queer identity, love, heartbreak, and survival. Whether it's a slow burn romance in a quiet village, a futuristic queer thriller, or a story of middle aged rediscovery, these movies aren't just entertainment, they're experiences. In a world where representation still battles for space, these films don't whisper, they roar. If you're tired of watching the same recycled tropes and are ready to fall in love, cry unexpectedly, or just feel seen in a way that hits deep, then this is the list you didn't know you needed. Because in 2025, queer cinema isn't just thriving, it's evolving. And trust us, if you blink, you'll miss the movie that might just stay with you forever. Lazy Eye is a deeply introspective gay romance drama that strips away the noise of modern love and focuses on the quiet ache of what could have been. Set against the sun-soaked backdrop of Joshua Tree, California, the film follows Dean, a successful graphic designer living in Los Angeles, who receives a surprise message from Alex, a former flame he hasn't seen in over a decade. What begins as a spontaneous weekend reunion turns into an emotional excavation of past love, heartbreak, and unresolved desires. What makes Lazy Eye so compelling is its subtlety. It's not about grand gestures or cinematic climaxes, but about the nuanced shifts between two people who once loved each other fiercely, and still might. As the film unfolds almost entirely over a few days in a secluded desert home, it becomes a raw, intimate exploration of memory, aging, and the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we deserve. Writer-director Tim Kirkman crafts the film with a painter's eye, allowing silence, glances, and body language to do much of the storytelling. The chemistry between the leads, Lucas Neerverbrugge as Dean and Aaron Costaganis as Alex, is magnetic, filled with tension, nostalgia, and vulnerability. Lazy Eye challenges the fast-paced, youthful narrative of gay love often seen in media, offering instead a mature, reflective story about love that doesn't burn out, but lingers. It asks, can we ever really go back? Or do we carry every past love forward with us, reshaped by time and distance? Available for free on YouTube, Lazy Eye is a rare film that invites you to slow down and feel, to reflect on your own missed connections and what they reveal about where you are now. It's quietly devastating, achingly beautiful, and unforgettable. Like You Mean It is not your typical gay love story. It's a raw, intimate, and emotionally charged exploration of what happens after the happily ever after. Written, directed, and starred in by Philip Karner, this independent gem follows the relationship between Mark, a struggling actor, and Jonah, a cop with a steady, grounded demeanor. At first glance, they seem like the perfect couple, but as the film unfolds, we see the slow erosion of emotional connection beneath the surface of their day-to-day lives. The brilliance of Like You Mean It lies in its subtle realism. Instead of dramatic breakups or overblown fights, the film captures the quiet disconnection that can happen in long-term relationships, especially when emotional growth is uneven. Mark's inner restlessness, paired with his inability to fully express vulnerability, clashes with Jonah's quiet stability. The result is a story that feels achingly real to anyone who's ever loved and lost while still in the relationship. What sets this movie apart is how it gently challenges the notion that love alone is enough. It delves into mental health, intimacy, and communication, revealing the internal battles many queer men face but rarely voice aloud. The cinematography is soft, the pacing reflective, and the performances deeply human, never flashy, always heartfelt. Like You Mean It doesn't offer easy answers. Instead, it asks hard questions. What do we do when love fades, not suddenly, but slowly? Can a spark be reignited once it's dimmed? And do we stay because we're still in love, or because we're afraid of what life looks like without that familiar love? A quiet masterpiece in its own right, Like You Mean It resonates long after the credits roll. It's not just a gay love story. It's a mirror for all relationships. Covenant of Grace is a deeply emotional gay romance drama that offers more than just a love story. It delivers a stirring narrative of vulnerability, faith, redemption, and the complexity of human connection. Available to watch in full on YouTube via We Are Pride, this film stands out in 2025's queer cinema landscape for its sincere storytelling and rich character arcs. At its core, Covenant of Grace explores what happens when personal identity collides with cultural or spiritual expectations, and how love can both challenge and heal the past. The story follows two men from very different walks of life who find themselves entangled in an emotional journey neither of them expected. One is a reserved man wrestling with internal conflict and guilt rooted in his upbringing, while the other brings warmth and freedom that slowly opens doors the former never dared to approach. The tension between religion, self-acceptance, and authentic love plays out delicately, but powerfully, as both characters navigate personal truths, unresolved trauma, and the longing for something more. What makes Covenant of Grace so compelling is its emotional authenticity. The dialogue is subtle but impactful, the performance is tender without being forced, and the cinematography helps capture the intimacy between characters without over-dramatizing their story. It's a film that doesn't scream for attention, but rather invites you in quietly, and before you know it, you're emotionally invested. In a world where LGBTQ+ films often fall into overused tropes or surface-level romance, Covenant of Grace dares to go deeper. It's not just about two men falling in love. It's about two souls finding the courage to be seen and accepted by each other and by themselves. If you're seeking a gay romance film that speaks to the heart, this one is not to be missed.